Carpe Jesus, Ben and I went hunting up in North Texas. We just arrived on property. We've got a small group of hogs there in a low spot. They're inside the tree line. The tree line's at about 220 yards from where we are, so we're going to move up. We've now moved up to that tree line, and we're now looking into a clearing into the woods. Ben here is using a RIX LEAP L6 thermal weapon sight. It's mounted on a 6.5 Grendel by LMT, shooting 90 grain TNT ammunition. And Ben is waiting for this trailing boar to join the rest of the group. There it goes, slowly making its way over to the other group. That is divided into two groups. We've got this main body of the group that's at about 120 yards. We've got more hogs off to the left and the trailing boar coming in from further to the left. And here I'm online as well. I'm on the right, Ben's on the left, and I'm going to be shooting a RIX Tourer T20 digital night vision scope, and that's going to be mounted on my 6.5 Grendel that my buddy Brian in Minnesota did for me. And I'm going to be shooting some hammer bullets, 92 grain. They're all copper, loaded by Druid Hill Armory in the Starline Brass. Now we've got the images side by side. This is how I normally do it. At the end of the video, we've got some images that are going to be stacked. I'd like y'all's opinion on which looks better, which is easier to follow. Where we're set up, the wind is coming from right to left, so we're not a problem wind-wise. And I'm going to ask Ben about what hog he's going to be shooting.
Which one are you shooting?
So I know he's picked the one that's on the far right-hand side. I just need to pick any other hog at this point. And Ben thinks I'm going to be picking this hog coming in from the left that's at front.
2, 1.
But I shoot one in the back. Ben shoots what he thinks is my hog in the butt to stop it for me. I finish it off as Ben picks up runners heading off to the left. So Ben is looking way to the left of where I'm looking, picking up hogs in the open field.
Moving behind you to your left.
And I announce that I'm moving, and we're going to switch screens here as I'm now on Ben's left. And Ben's doing all the shooting. Way out there at about 260 yards at this point.
Holy cow, Ben.
Trying.
So Ben figured it's probably a lost cause. He's got a wounded pig, and he doesn't realize it, but I'm watching it.
Ben, he's back out.
Okay, stand by.
Nice.
Ben connects with the hog, and the hog is down at this point.
Safe.
Need a range on that.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
Well, Ben's last hog was this 80-pound gilt that was not pregnant, down at 300 yards. The hog that we jointly shot was a 90-pound boar down at 75 yards. And my opener was a 160-pound boar down at 120 yards, shot through the center of the forehead. And there will be no carpe analysis at this point for the hammer bullets. Maybe with the next video I can tell you right now that they are coming apart as they are designed to do. We've now moved on to a beautiful coastal field irrigated by a pivot system. And we've got hogs way out there in the distance. There's 3 of them that you can see indicated by the arrows.
Okay, I got video for you.
In this field, we also have some cattle that are behind us to the left.
600 yards. Here we go.
And so we're just going to go after the hogs. We're now about halfway through the field, and the cattle have started coming with us, which we don't like. We're under the pivot system at this point. There are the hogs with more cattle behind them in the distance, so we don't have a shot from here. So we're trying to work our way with a better angle, but the cattle are beating us in the process. Headed right towards the hogs.
Cattle running right to them.
Well, not only do they run right to them, but they end up running right by their position, scaring the hogs off in the process. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. As you watch on the right side, you'll see another hog come in. As the main body of the hogs is chased away by the cattle, this other hog joins them as they make their escape. to the South 40 pasture well beyond the trees from where we can see at this point. This is rather depressing. However, while we've been going after these hogs, we've been pushing a couple coyotes along the way, and they're still in the field. I point that out to Ben, and Ben is up for going after a couple coyotes.
Do not shoot the pivot.
Okay.
I give him a final warning not to shoot the pivot. He knows not to shoot the pivot, but the pivot is basically the lifeblood of this property, helping this field to grow, and the rancher depends upon this particular field, and so we want to protect it as best as possible. So I'm going to start lip squeaking the coyotes. Looks like I've got their attention, and here they come.
Coming in, I got the one on the right.
Now here's that stacked imagery that I'm talking about. I think it looks good for this situation. It did not look good for all the hogs when we weren't actually focused in the same direction.
Right behind the pivot. 3, 2, 1.
And just like that, 2 coyotes are down.
Safe.
As the rancher collects carcasses from his fields, we left them on top of the pivot wheels where they would be easier to see because in the grass, the coyotes all but disappear.
Carpaces, my friends.